Show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the program. Welcome, listeners. You are listening to Tea Talk Show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the program.
Good evening, everyone here, and welcome to the education segment of Tea Talk Show. I am Sanusi Rebecca Titilayo, and I'm really excited. I'm so happy to have you all joining me on the program today. Please, like I said already, hello, happy listeners. I'm so happy to have you on the program today. Feel free to introduce yourself so I can give you a warm welcome. Please, if you're live with me on the program today, please feel free to introduce yourself so that I can welcome you on the program today. Today on the education segment, I will be discussing with Emmanuel Tobiloba as we look at memory training, the need for memory training in achieving academic excellence. We'll be looking at retention. We'll be looking at how to harness your memory power. So this program today is going to be very, very educative. So I will need you to sit down, relax, and enjoy the program. Let's take a short break. Once we are back, the next person you'll be hearing, the next voice we'll be hearing will be definitely the voice of me, Tea Talk, with my guest Emmanuel Tobiloba. Don't go away, please.
Joining us on the program? You are welcome. And you're presently live on Tea Talk Show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the remaining parts of today's program.
Okay, listeners, I have Emmanuel Tobiloba on the program. He's the founder of Impact Points Academy. He's a public speaker. He's a memory coach and the writer of the book Aki. I'm so happy and I'm really delighted to have him on the program today. Mr. Tobiloba, you're welcome to the program, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Can you say something to my listeners out there?
Okay, I'm so excited to be on the show today, and I'm sure we are going to be having an amazing time today sharing strategies on memory and how to improve our memory. Okay. So, listeners, okay, sure.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, straight to what we want to discuss. We are looking at memory training and how that memory training can help boost academic excellence. That's what we want to be discussing about. And since brain is memory itself, why do I need to train it? What's the need for memory training? Since the brain itself is memory, so why am I training my memory? Because there are people out there who are not training their memory and they are doing well on campus, they are doing well in the academics, they are doing well in everything they find themselves doing, they are doing well and they are not doing memory training. So what's the need? What's so special about memory training?
All right, thank you so much for that question. Now, the truth is, consciously or unconsciously, those perceive that they are not training their memory are actually training their memory.
Oh.
Now, I will give an analogy of someone who wants to be broad-chested and someone who wants to have six packs and all. Now, the first thing the person needs to do is to go to the gym. The person must hit the gym. And I will tell you categorically that once the person hits the gym, it is not the first time the person lifts a weight that he is going to be, that those muscles he deserves would come out.
Okay.
There's need for a continuous training for that muscle that you desire, for that broad chest you desire to come. Okay. So what am I saying in essence? There is no way we exist in life without training our memory. There is no way we exist in life without training our memory. Now, let me give you an analogy. We are in the 24th century where certificate still matters, but doesn't really count like the way it used to. So the whole essence of things now is your skill set and your education.
Yeah.
Now, I define education as a continuous awareness of your ignorance. That is how I define education. Now, for you to continuously know your level of ignorance, there is something that must be in place, which is brain memory mastery,
Okay.
memory training. Now, today we are about tech, we are about coding, we are about this, we are about that. If you've not trained your memory to assimilate the chunks of information that we have in this 21st century, you are going nowhere. So it is important to train the memory. Now, there's a concept in psychology called neuroplasticity.
Okay.
Now, neuroplasticity simply means the ability of the brain, the neural networks of the brain to change through growth and reorganization.
Okay.
Through growth and reorganization. So the more you improve your memory, the more you work on your memory, the better you become. Now, what is the essence of one? It is important and it is pertinent to train our memory to increase our creativity level.
Okay.
To increase our creativity level. Like I said earlier, we're in the 24th century, and 24th century is characterized by how more you can deliver, not how much you know, but how well you can deliver what you claim to know.
Okay.
So for to deliver what you claim to know, there must be a mastery in place. That is where memory mastery, memory training comes into play. And secondly, you need to train your memory to keep your brain alive. You need to train your memory to keep your brain alive. Now, let me give an analogy. Now, there is a gutter, and the gutter is not well drained. Then the water keep piling. What happens? It breeds mosquito. Then next thing, the place stinks. So, like someone would say, when you don't think, you stink. Then the only avenue for you to think is a well-trained memory and mind. So there is need for you to train your memory to keep your brain alive. And also, there is need for you to train your memory to disrupt patterns. Now, people talk about Einstein. Yes, Einstein is one of those genius ever lived. Now, should I let you know that Einstein didn't just revel on the platform of talent, and as a matter of fact, no one has ever succeeded on the laurels of talent. No, you need to improve yourself. Einstein worked out his ass. Einstein worked thoroughly to get to that level, or to get to that pedestal where people revere him as a genius. So I want to say that there is no way to live without training our memory. Like those 3 points I gave, while the essence of training our memory for creativity's sake, to keep our brain alive, and to disrupt patterns. It is the depth of your thoughts. It is the depth of a particular thought that brings out quality invention and quality innovation.
Okay. If I got you right, people who tend to think they don't train their memory, they actually do, because they tend to be creative. You need memory. You need to train your memory because of knowledge. Knowledge is vital. Like you said, talent is not enough. You need to train yourself. You need to master things, and you really need to improve your memory. So memory is very important. So for continuous learning, for creativity, and like you said earlier, to also get better, you need to train your memory. Okay. So
Yeah.
okay, when we train our memory, do you think training memory can reduce cramming? I don't know if you get the question,
Okay.
because
Do I think training memory,
yes, help you to reduce cramming, the rate at which
like,
you have to do much cramming before you can know something, before you can know about something.
all right, fine. Thank you for that question. Now, let me say this, that cramming is a form of memory exercise, but sadly, it is not the effective mode of learning.
Okay.
Let me repeat that. Cramming is a form of memory exercise, but sadly, it is not the most effective way of learning.
Okay.
I remember those days back in secondary school, we cram a lot. We just want to get out there, pour what we know, then leave the examination up. Now, this is something about cramming. If you cram to write an exam, everything you've crammed is going to be short-term memory.
Okay.
Momentarily, temporarily, you are going to use that information, but after the examination, I can assure you that you will forget close to 80 or 90% of those things you cram.
Exactly.
So the most effective way of learning is through knowing.
Okay.
Now, I said something, the first question you asked, on why we should train our memory. I said we're in the 24th century, right?
Yes, you
Now, 24th century is characterized by the whole body of knowledge that you need to internalize. School has never taught anybody how to internalize knowledge.
Yes.
The only thing school taught us was how to regurgitate information. So for you to beat the trap of cramming, you need to internalize knowledge.
Okay.
You need to know how to filter information. Internalize knowledge, filter information. Now you need to, when you internalize knowledge, filter information, then you need to start putting things in your own way. You know, many people cram because they want to give back the teacher, the lecturer, whatever thing he has given them. So they want to give it back to the teacher in such manner, or the lecturer in such manner. But I am saying you need to internalize knowledge. If you are talking about osmosis, you need to internalize osmosis, what osmosis is, bring it to the practical terms of how osmosis works. When you know all these things, you don't need to cram. Now, for those that say, probably a listener out there is saying, but I don't know that methods I can use to get information, to let information stick in my brain forever as long as I want to. Now, there are different strategies I use, which I'll be sharing like 2 to 3 of those strategies. Okay. Now, the first strategy I use is association technique. Okay. Or association method. Okay. Now, let me say this association method, I use it in remembering people's name. Okay. It is a bad habit forgetting people's name. So, because I'm a memory coach, each time I'm having my training, I make sure I remember everybody in the room's name.
Wow.
So, what is the technique I use for the name? I call it association technique. Okay. Now, let's say someone among those people I am training, his name is Michael. Okay. Now, Michael, for me to remember Michael's name, I need to associate Michael with a name I previously know, or with somebody, or with a face I know who is bearing Michael. Wow. So I can say Michael, Angel Michael. Okay. It's a popular thing. I can say Michael Jackson. It's a popular thing. So each time I'm seeing the person, I'm not seeing his own Michael. I'm seeing Michael Jackson. I'm seeing Angel Michael, whatever thing or whatever person I've chosen to associate that person with. So it makes it easier for me to recall people's names. Another thing is you need to, the best way to learn is to make learning fun. Okay. The best way to make learning fun. So now, if you tell me your name is, for example, your name is Jackson. Okay, I'll be like, okay, Jackson. Okay, I used to know somebody in my area who calls Jaskin. Okay. So in my head, I'll play with your name. I'll be like, okay, Michael Jaskin or Jackson. So anytime I'm seeing you, I'm playing with your name in my head, that I know your name is Jackson. So that is the association technique I'm talking about. Okay. So it is not necessarily that you cram. Okay. Yeah. Medical students will tell you we need to cram, we need to do this. But I'm telling you, we are in a century where